astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, August 7th to Monday, August 14th. Now, this week's horoscope is going to be a little bit different than I normally do it, okay? That's because I actually went ahead on accident and gave you this week's horoscope last week, okay? The reason why I did that was because, to be honest, I didn't really think there was that much going on last week that was super interesting or inspiring or kind of like a super big alignment, so I didn't talk about it then. Also, because we have a lunar eclipse coming up this week that's huge. It only happens twice a year. It sticks with us for a really long time and can bring major changes in our life, and so I really wanted to make sure that you knew that was coming, that you saw the future, you saw where your life could go to help you kind of make sense of some things happening, okay? Also, I went ahead and did that because I'm just really plain excited about this eclipse that's coming. Leo, you should be too. It's going to be really good for you, and I wanted to just talk about it and go there, okay? So that's what's going to make this horoscope a little interesting for me, is that I don't want to rehash everything that I talked about last week, but I still do want to give you a message. I still do want to help you through this, and I still do want to talk to you about some things. So I figured what I'm going to do, instead of rehashing everything, is I'm actually going to go back and forth in time, give you a little bit of what was going on last week, give you a little bit of what's about to happen, and then hopefully it'll help you to just kind of make sense of some things and see things in a little bit of a different way, okay? So that's what's going on in this horoscope right now. All right, so let's take a look at your chart, Leo. What happened last week, to start there, is we had Pluto here in a square with Jupiter that was exact, okay? And Jupiter for you is in your third house of communication, of talk, and of people around town, all right? And then we've got Pluto here in your sixth house of your job and of your daily routines and of your health even. So what was happening is there's a lot of changes going on in your daily routines, maybe even at work, in your job, and just what your life looks like externally outside. And I think you're trying to figure out last week how you can start to communicate with people about these changes that are going on in your daily routines and at your job and things like that, how you can really become more familiar with them, all right, so that all of the stuff that's going on in your daily routines aren't so foreign and crazy anymore, and to really bring them kind of into, you know, your life in a way that kind of makes sense and is just easier to deal with. So I think that was going on with you there. On top of that, we had Uranus going retrograde, which for you is in your ninth house of something new too. So I think you've been trying for a while to bring something new into your life, to really experience something new and different, travel, study, something along those lines. And maybe it's been having some delays or taking a while, and I think last week you're just kind of like, enough with this. Like, I need to move forward, to do something new in my life. I need to stop waiting around, I need to stop playing games, and I just need to go in that direction. So I think you started to get a little impatient and move forward more on this new thing than perhaps you haven't in the past. Well, that's happened too. Venus also moved into your 12th house as well, of your insides and your internal stuff. So I think you're also trying to get more comfortable with what's going on inside you, just to feel more at peace with your life and where things are going as well. Some of that is happening, okay? So that was what was going on last week. Now, when we move into this week, what we start out with is the lunar eclipse happening on Monday, the very beginning of the week, okay? And Aquarius, which is your opposite sign, all right? And so what's going on there is you've got stuff happening with partnerships and commitments in some way, since that's where the moon is going to be in Aquarius in your 7th house. And I think the message on Monday is for you to end a lot of these, like, not changes, but to bring to completion some commitments you've been making with other people in some way, okay? Perhaps you've been partnering with others. Maybe there's some contracts that you've been signing, or some relationships that you've been entering into, a business partnership, a marriage partnership, a one-on-one kind of partnership with someone that's just close to you. And I think what you need to do is you need to end some of these relationships or bring them into new chapters, okay? So that you can start to do this thing here and focus more on yourself and who you are and what you want, okay? It's a major time for you to shine, Leo, and to just be yourself and to work and move forward on things that you want. And I think you got to finish some relationship stuff and take it to as far as it can go, so that you can finally let yourself emerge in a way that's just better and more free for you, okay? And once you kind of figure some of that stuff and accept that, what's going to happen for you, it's going to be a lot easier for you to communicate about yourself and about what's going on with you, especially with people around town, and especially towards the end of the week when that begins to come into play. And it's going to be easier for you to really make some commitments to do something that is happier for you and makes you feel better and brings you more joy. All right, so that is what is happening for you. It's also going to open up some doors for you to communicate more about your money, about your gifts and talents and skills, and about your confidence, and just what makes you feel better about life and be able to move forward in a way that just makes you feel more comfortable inside with who you are and where your life is going. Okay, so that's kind of what I see going on here. You may have to think very differently about your daily routines and what you do on the day-to-day and about your job, and readjust yourself and how you think about those things, but I think it's going to be really, really good for you as well. Okay, Mercury is also going to go retrograde at the very end of the week too, so you're going to end up rethinking some things when it comes to money, when it comes to your gifts and talents and your confidence too, and how you can use those things to better help you accomplish the things that you want. All right, so that's what's going to go on this week. Now your card for the week is the Ten of Swords upright. This to me indicates there's something in your life that's ending. It's a lunar eclipse, so it makes sense. Something in your life is ending, and I think you need to embrace it. It's looking very good for you, Leo, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to embrace it, but I think you need to not force something to happen for you that's not meant to happen, and to just make sure that you go in a new direction and you accept what's coming to you, and you just go there, okay, and just have fun with it, because there's lots of good new chapters coming in for you. Okay, so that's what I see for you this week. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on Facebook, please like it on YouTube, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.